Hi guys, Icekraks here. So we have a Forza drift build for Forza 6 today, and it's no other than the Scion TC actually. The Scion TC is actually one of those cars that was not very good in Forza 5, but now it's become very good as a drift car. Well, how I've learned how to set up drift cars in Forza 6, because because one of the things I don't like about the TC is the short wheelbase, but I managed to get the car to drift very, very well. And right now, this Scion TC actually has a Fredric Aasbo skin. It's his 2015 skin. His 2014 skin was a little bit orange, but 2015 skin he got sponsored by Rockstar. And, well, based on the very minuscule amount of photos that Fredric Aasbo has released, I think the 2016 skin for the Scion TC is exactly the same thing. And talking about Formula Drift, it is a week away. Next weekend, well, this weekend actually, technically, this Saturday and Sunday in the US, or Friday, no, it will be Friday and Saturday for the US, Saturday and Sunday for anywhere on the anywhere over this side. So yeah, basically Formula Drift should be on. I'll be keen to watch. Well, I'll be keen to watch basically all the drivers go head-to-head battles, see what awesome, and also maybe see how Von Gin Jr. goes in his new 2015 Mustang, because his previous one got wrecked in Texas. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. So that's going to be on, but we should probably get started on the drift setup for this Scion TC. I believe I have this skin. Let me just check who actually made this Fredric Aasbo skin. I'm just going to tell you right now, straight up, who made the skin. It's not Vinyl Groups. Nope. No, I do not want to go to Forza Horizon 2. I believe the vinyl setup, if I can find it, that is. It's in paint, isn't it? The vinyl setup is by Killer Curtis. Kill 3R Curtis. I have a feeling he probably made some of the other ones as well, if I can find them. I have some other skins as well. You can see, different game tags, but yeah. That one's made by Killer Curtis, which is maybe same guy as PTG Curtis. Yeah, it is PTG Curtis that made it. Probably changed his gamer tag or something, who knows. But anyway, so that's the skin, but we're gonna actually get started on the setup of the car. First of all, unfortunately, I do not exactly have a NOS to boost my engine up to 800 horsepower, so I actually had to settle for a different engine, because it just does not provide the stock 4-cylinder Toyota engine. Just does not I think it was a 2AR engine actually, just does not produce enough power for drifting. Really, it just sort of just dumps sideways. I tried setting it up, but it just doesn't work. Not with this, not with Forza at least. Obviously in real life, Fredric Aasbo is running a 2AR engine, which is a stock Scion TC engine, and then stuck a crap ton of NOS and stuff like that to it. So we're gonna plonk in the 3.7 litre V6 engine so we can get enough power to get the car sliding. And we're going to do an aspiration conversion from stock and naturally aspirated to twin turbo setup, as then we can get even more boost. And another thing that's really important when it comes to drifting is it can't be front wheel drive. So let's switch it to rear wheel drive, because well, you've got to get it to drift. Front wheel drives just understeer, tend to do that, so you can't drift them. For aerodynamics, I had no front bumper because I didn't exactly. You can see the Scion street bumper cuts off a little bit of the vinyl design, so I didn't use that. The TC in real life doesn't actually have a big spoiler, it just has a lip spoiler, which weirdly enough Forza doesn't actually have, so just no spoiler for the car. Rear bumper, we put on the Scion street bumper because it fit nicely, it doesn't cut off any vinyls, it doesn't look like that. And for the side skirts, we use the street side skirts as well, just for that extra drag resistance. Tire compound, weirdly enough, I actually left it to stock tires. This is not something I usually do, but I left it for stock tires. And on stock tires, it drifts very well for some weird reason. I don't know why. Front tire width, I didn't change. I left it at 225s. And the rear tire, I changed it to 255s to widen up the rear tires a little bit. Rims, I went for the GN Plus rims by 5's Gen. I don't even know how to say the name actually, but because that's sort of the closest sort of the closest that looks like Fredric Aasbo's rims, so put those on. Though I do believe he's got KMC wheels, though I don't think Forza has KMC wheels. So yeah, So there's the rims. Now we go to tranny, or the transmission clutch. We're going to stick the racing clutch on so we can get faster shift times. Racing transmission so we can play around with the gear setup because we actually have to do that. Race driveline, we're going to stick that on, lighten up the load. And first and most important thing is a race differential. It is probably the most important thing because you can get the bias adjusted. For handling, we're going to put brakes, max brakes, so we can adjust that brake bias back and forth. Suspension, we're going to slam the car, plus we get adjustable suspension so I can play around with the suspension settings. Anti-roll bar, so we can adjust it once again so we can get the car to drift. Because a lot of the stock settings don't really work that nice with the car. And the same with the rear anti-roll bars. Roll cage to stiffen up the car, and if it wants to go, there we go. And weight reduction bro, because we want to line the car up. The car's by default is a 1.6 ton car, which is actually really heavy as a drift car. So we're going to line it up to 1.3 ton. Still a very heavy car, but it's better than most cars. And here's where the most important thing is. Pretty much, we're going to put air filter, fuel system, ignition, and ignition timing probably. I don't know. Just ignition tuning. Exhaust system, a new exhaust system, a racing exhaust system. Camming, so we can have the engine rev up to a higher RPM, to 10,000 or to 9,000 RPM. When you want those RPMs to drag out the gears a little bit. Valves, we have racing valves, so we can get better response time. We did not play with the displacement though, because we don't really want too much power, so didn't really play with that. Put forged pistons in the system. Didn't play with the turbo either, and I just put the flywheel on it just because I can get a faster throttle response time because it's a lighter flywheel. And that's where all the engine parts really stop. That's about it with the engine. So we're actually going to... yeah, that is the engine. It comes up as an A-class for some weird reason. That's actually... Well, it's not a really weird reason, but it's an A-class drift car, which is nice, but it still performs just as well as most other drift cars. Tire pressure, we want to drop them to 1.2 because it's a nice, make the tires nice and fat and saggy, so you can actually get traction going sideways. The gearbox, I did play around a lot with this. The ratio, 3.3 for the final gear drive, 3.3 for the first gear. So I made very aggressive acceleration gears, basically, so I can get through the gears really quickly. 2.15 for the third gear, for second gear, 1.55 for third gear, 1.16 for fourth gear, 0.9 for fifth gear, and 0.75 for sixth gear. The gears are very aggressive when it comes to accelerating, but once you get up to that speed, that's really all you need. You want aggressive gears because you want to get the power on, basically. You want to get the power on the wheels. Camber, you put them to -2 degrees, and a neutral camber. I've noticed neutral camber actually works very well for rear tires. It's just experimenting over time. Cone camber, 5 and -5 degrees front and rear, so I can get the car to kick out a lot. Front caster to 5.7 as well, so I can run less angle on the rims. I actually realized if the higher caster you're on, the less camber you need, but 5.7 is a nice number usually. For the anti-roll bars, I ran a pretty pretty standard setup, 11.02. It's a pretty standard setup. Most cars tend to have it, and a 15.96 for the rear anti-roll bars. That's pretty standard, nothing too weird, nothing too out of the ordinary. I did play with the springs though, made them a little bit stiffer than usual because I don't know, just experimenting with stiffer springs, see how they went. And for this car, it went very well. For the GTR also went very well. I ran with stiffer springs and it held pretty well. GTR video I released last week, so it was last Saturday, or Friday. No, actually no, I didn't release a video on Saturday, but last Thursday I believe. Suspension, I don't know why the ride height is completely different for the Scion TC, so I brought up the rear suspension to 16.1 so I can have the car level. Rebound and bump stiffness, have them all to 4.1 because then I can roll over the curbs or hit bumps and wouldn't have to worry about the car spazzing out as it lands, so suspension can compress and decompress very easily without too many issues. Not make it too, you don't want it too stiff because the car will just hit a bump and just fly off. Brake pressure 40 and 150. This is just sort of standard ratio. I don't know, just standard what I use. The brake bias 40%, which is to the rear, 10% to the rear, and 150 brake pressure to the tires. I don't know why whenever you convert the rear-wheel drive to front, all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive, or front-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive, it always does this with the differential, but we want 80 and 60 as your bias for acceleration, deceleration. So yeah, there's the tune setup. I went through it pretty quickly, actually. You can always get the numbers, or the tune will be on my file share as I think Scion TC Drift. But we're actually going to take it for a test drive, and I'm thinking Indianapolis, as is one of my more favorable tracks, and I did pull off some gnarly stuff on it. So yeah, let's take it for a spin on Indianapolis, the classic circuit as my favorite. So we have arrived at Indianapolis, and we're at the start line. So let's get going. Let's smoke up some tires. Let's make some revs. Let's make some pops. Apparently the motor doesn't want to make pops. That's interesting. So, it's making pops earlier. Yeah. It's making engine pops earlier. Nah, it's not doing it. Whatever. I'm gonna do a quick burnout. Heat up the tires. Going like 10 k's an hour, doing a burnout. Smoking up for the crowds. Let's get going. Because I'm heating up the tires. Ooh, and sideways a little bit already. But yeah, Formula Drift starts next weekend. Well, this weekend, technically, actually. So yeah, 8th and 9th, so should be interesting to watch. I'll be going for Mad Mike and Wong Gin Jr. as my two drivers of choice. So all the other drivers are just as good, and I do like them as well. Forsberg, Ryan Turk, do the whole YouTube network A thing, and I actually have a sneaking suspicion Matt Field. No, it's not Matt Field, is it? No, it's I'm not sure. One of the Matts that retired, I forgot which one it was. It was Matt something. One of the Formula D's drivers, actually, I think he's actually started up Donut Media, because Donut Media has actually been getting involved a lot with some of the drift drivers. My nose was itchy, so I spun out. Yeah. I think they're actually getting involved. Donut Media, whoever actually created Donut Media, I don't know who created Donut Media, but they're getting involved a lot with a lot of the drift drivers, like Forsberg and Ryan Turk doing some of the drift videos and stuff like that, and doing some of the more silly stuff, like the video that was released on April Fool's, where they pranked Chris Forsberg into drifting making him think he was drifting a 370 Nismo. Yeah, my drifting isn't very good right now, isn't it? Because I'm not focusing properly. Probably should focus. But yeah, pretty much April Fool's pranked Forsberg into drifting a Nissan van, which I may consider doing as for lols. I might actually consider using the Ford Transit van in a future video, actually, for lols. Let's see if we can ride the wall. Not really, sort of. Start drifting away from it. Oh god, I threw too much angle. Don't roll. Okay, caught it. Oh, that's not good. I'm sliding. Damn it. That was a massive screw up. Let's take it for another lap. That's not something that you want to watch, but not everyone's perfect. But yeah, they're pretty much April Fools pranked him into drifting a Nissan van around like this parking lot, pretty much, which is actually sort of funny. I found that very funny. I'm trying to remember the Matt something. Matt starts with G. His last name, Matt something. I don't know. Bring it in. But anyway, also you guys probably by now have watched the Mighty Car Mods video on Monday. Yeah, that was probably one of the main reasons why I didn't actually make a video for Saturday. Is because I attended a bunch of car meets, and by the end of them, I was pretty knackered from recording and doing recording and stuff like that. It's the first time recording, experimenting with footage, like with a DSLR and filming some stuff. So yeah, but pretty much after those car meets, they'll all be at night or they'll be full day, and I pretty much got knackered by the end of it. So I just did not have the energy to make a video. Is it going to stand track? Oh no, I pulled the throttle too hard and I'm going to hit the wall now. Yep, I knew that was going to happen. Yeah, that was a pretty good point run until I spun out, so that sucks. I scratched up the car a little. But yeah, so basically I got involved in I went to a lot of car meets, 2 car meets. Well, I wouldn't even say Mighty Car Mods Nationals is a car meet. It's just a massive, like, Mighty Car Mods thing, so I don't know. I would consider it a car meet. I feel car meet is more just a bunch of guys getting together and just having a chill. But I guess maybe Mighty Car Mods Nationals I would consider a meet because it's such a huge meet. Oh jeez. I'm not just focusing at all. I think I could definitely do better than this. So yeah, basically it's a massive meet. I made the video because I was just experimenting, and I was like, yeah, why not? And then I started spreading it to places, and it's got a lot of views. But I thank you guys for watching the video. It actually hit 100. It actually hit 100 views in less than 12 hours, which is actually the fastest any of my videos have done in a while. Ooh, jeez, this is sketchy. I spun out, sort of. Hated how Forza does that. I'm really not focusing. I'm terrible at drifting. I was doing a lot better just focusing on the drifting. I might just do a quick burnout or a quick donut here and there, but yeah. But yeah, so I got involved in I went to all the car meets, got knackered, but I filmed some good footage actually, I must say. So I'm thinking I might invest in some more camera equipment related stuff to do some more film. If you think I should do some more live film stuff, throw me a message, throw me a comment, something like that. If you want me to do more Forza videos, throw me a comment, something like that. But yeah, so there's the end of the video, I think, hopefully. Not really, I don't really know, but I wasn't exactly focusing on drifting, but this car is definitely capable at drifting. I'm terrible at drifting, so it's more than capable enough to drift it, and I'm pretty sure if watching by that first turn I did on the second lap, I did rack up like 20 points until I put a bit too much throttle and spun it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the drift setup of this Scion TC. It should be in my file share by the time you guys are watching this video. It will be in my file share. I believe it will be called Scion TC Drift Build or something like that. Or you can just look up my file share specifically. You can look up Icekraks on username. So you can look that up if you want. So yeah, if you want the drift build it or download it. So yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed the drift video. Icekraks out.